Hey babe, this is your hubby-to-be, David Dennison, and you are the soon-to-be Mrs. Dennison. Just recording a YouTube video here for you for your bachelorette party. I just want to say that I hope you're having a great time with your girls, that you had an awesome time last night, and I look forward to seeing you on Sunday. I want to give a shout out to Emily and Carly, Katie, Stevens Rich, Alan, and Jordan for being really incredible friends. And I think that it's a testament to you as a person, the quality of friends that you've been able to accumulate over the years and surround yourself with. They're really quirky people, they're really unique people, and they're really, really caring people. And I couldn't ask for anything more than that in my friends. And so it's been pretty cool for me to get to know your friends through you over the last couple years, I guess. Well, since really we've been friends, so more than just a couple years, but it's been really even heightened for me, my enjoyment and excitement to know your friends kind of in a different capacity, and for them to know me, not as just David Dennison, the crazy, quirky, super weird, good friend of yours at BG, but as your boyfriend and then fiance and down the road husband. So thanks for introducing me to your really special people and those people in your life that you care about a lot. So I have 18 questions here that I'm supposed to answer, and I'll do my best to be brief because this YouTube video can only be 15 minutes long or it'll delete my recording. So, which is certainly hard for me. Brevity is not my strong suit. So when we first met, what was the first thing you noticed about the bride? When we first met, I definitely noticed immediately how beautiful you were. That was definitely the first thing. After that, it was how you treated those around you, the people in the class. I noticed your sense of humor, your slight level of sass, but mostly it was your sense of humor and just your genuine level of care to those around you and how you made people feel so comfortable. And I can attest to that tremendously because I didn't really have too much contact with girls in high school, and while I was certainly confident in myself, you were probably the prettiest girl I had ever talked to, and also the girl that I talked to and felt the most comfortable talking to. And that's really because of you and you just really being genuine and making an effort to make those around you feel that level of comfort in themselves and interacting with you. And that's a combination of things, I think. Your sensitivity, your sense of humor, your level of caring, and your patience also, and ability to listen to others and just let people talk, and you just do a really incredible job of listening. So that probably is the most standout feature when we first met, besides you being super beautiful. I mean, I remember asking you to lunch after class and feeling some level of anxiety about asking, but even if you didn't have something or had something going on and you couldn't make the lunch, I felt super cool with the answer, like I wasn't being dejected or rejected in any kind of way. And I don't know if I've ever told you how much I appreciate that. Well, I think maybe I have, but it's always important to mention it again. If I could be any superhero, who would I be? I would definitely be Batman, and that's because he is a self-made superhero. He has super ninja skills, and that's because he built those ninja skills up after training long and hard to be an expert assassin. He also is very bright and innovative and ingenious in creating all sorts of different gadgets. And he has a lot of money and is kind of a playboy a little bit. So Batman would be a cool superhero to be, but he's also kind of hated by Gotham. He's loved as Bruce Wayne, well, loved and hated as Bruce Wayne, and loved and hated as Batman. So it's kind of a complex relationship there. And actually, that might have been an explanation that I pulled from Adam Coldren, something I've heard him say before about Batman and why he's one of his favorite superheroes. But I definitely can dig the logic and his perspective. If I had any superpower, though, it would definitely be to know what people need or want. What are people's desires? What are they looking from an interaction with another person? And these might be things that they might not even be aware of, but it really just would help me serve that person better. I mean, it would really, if everyone had that ability, I mean, the world would be a pretty special place. Obviously, knowing what someone needs and wants doesn't mean you're going to make the right decision, though. So I guess it's a kind of a really complicated power for everyone to have, but one that I think would be really neat to have. If your bride could bring any one item on the honeymoon, what would she bring? I don't know, maybe your cell phone, maybe your bathing suit that I bought you. But obviously, we're going to get a phone in Croatia, a local phone, and we'll have our clothes on our back, but I know we need to probably work, or I need to probably work on packing a little less. I am a notoriously heavy, non-light packer. If I were to cook one dinner for you, what would it be? I would definitely try and create a recipe for fried Brussels sprouts. I know that when we've eaten out, we've had really super experiences with fried Brussels sprouts at a couple restaurants, and would definitely want to try and create that in some way. How many children does Katie Burr want to have? I think 2. I think we've talked about it before, 2 or 3, depending on what her capabilities are, how we're feeling with 2. I don't think we have our mind made up one way or the other, but I think both being only children, we knew that we wanted to have 2 if possible. 1 boy, 1 girl. Obviously, you can't control how that shakes out, and we're of course going to love our kids no matter who they are, but I think 2 to 3 would be what you're thinking. Do we have pet names for each other, and what are they? I don't know if we have pet names. I used to call you Dog, and now I kind of call you Babe every once in a while. I think you call me Babe too every once in a while. But beyond that, we don't really have too many pet names. We definitely have some weird, quirky stuff that we do when we're in private, cuddling. I know that you used to say, Katie, I'm going to punch you, or I'm going to smash you, when you were jokingly mad at me for something. And that's evolved and has been all sorts of different things. And now I feel like our little cute thing that we do is say, and kind of just be goofy and weird. So I think those are probably the most pet names, phrases that we have in our repertoire as a couple. What would your bride say is the most annoying habit that you have? What would I say is your most annoying habit is definitely you're biting your fingernails, and it's really not an annoying habit, and you don't have any other annoying habits. For me, I know what you would say, and if you're asked the same question, definitely feel comfortable sharing. I'm totally cool with it. Oh, what would the bride say is your most annoying habit? I missed that question. Oh, probably that sometimes I pick my nose and eat my boogers. Obviously, I don't do that a lot of the time or in public, but it's a bad habit that I've had since being a kid, and I get stuffy noses quite frequently, and sinus infections, probably twice a year, and so it's just, I guess, maybe my way of just kind of clearing the shit out of my nose. Sometimes I'll still pick, but then I'll put it in Kleenex or toilet paper just to kind of get it out, because sometimes there's crusties in there that you can't get out by just blowing your nose. And I'm fully aware that this is a ton of information that I'm sharing right now, but I fully accept that I'm still going to be loved by you and your friends after sharing this information, because your friends are pretty cool people. What's one thing your bride would get rid of from your closet? I don't think there's anything you would necessarily say I should get rid of, but you definitely would say that I should add some patterns to my wardrobe. I wear mostly solid colors, and you would probably suggest that I get some patterns in there. What sound of impersonation do I do best? I think all of my impersonations sound like Tsubasa if I try and do any impersonations. So I would say my Tsubasa Yoshimura impression. However, it's been a long time since I've done that impression, and so even just a few nights ago, Katie heard me do a Tsubasa impression. I don't think it was up to par. The girl that I was impersonating for, one of David Westmeyer's friends, said that I did an awesome Asian voice impression. I think that maybe she's never heard Tsubasa speak, but I was a bit better, a bit more on point when we were around him more. How many times did you and the bride date before your first kiss? I don't know how we would answer that question necessarily. Maybe 2 or 3. We didn't really go on any formal dates, but we definitely got together and talked about what was happening between us in our relationship, what this attraction, this heightened attraction and emotionality that we were experiencing that we hadn't before, and if we should move forward and really formally date each other. So they were kind of like dates to figure out if we were going to date. And that happened during the first 2 weeks after we got back from our trip to Boston in September of 2012. Wow. Yeah, that seems like a long time ago. And so I know we went under the tree outside the College of Technology in the Psych building, spoke once. We spoke outside Ellen's apartment at the Enclave 2 when she invited us over to go in the hot tub. At the Enclave, we just were chilling in the parking lot talking. We went once to Grounds for Thought, and while we did not talk about us necessarily at Grounds for Thought, we were definitely doing some work, and then when we came back to my place, we hugged in my room before you left, Katie, and I remember it was a super long hug, and it was one of your classic ear, face touch, Katie Burr hugs, and I just really remember feeling super giddy and excited after that. What movie star do you think you are most alike? I think I look like Neil Patrick Harris. I've been told that I look like Justin Timberlake and Brad Pitt, so I'm not too disappointed or upset being in that category. Obviously, I don't know if I look like those guys, but I think I can look like Neil Patrick Harris when I have my hair a bit longer and I'm maybe a little bit more clean-shaven. Who wears the pants in the relationship? I think that we share the pants a little bit, but I think I definitely make more decisions, and we often do more frequently what I suggest, and I suggest what we should do more frequently than you suggest what we should do. Obviously, it's kind of a balancing act, and I know we even just had a conversation just a couple of days ago about that, and me wanting to make sure I'm honoring you and respecting you when I make decisions, but at the same time, I know that you know I have our best interests in mind when making a decision, and I know you respect my decisions, if they're maybe for the good of the relationship and not quite so much an activity, like what should we do on this Saturday night kind of decision. I definitely should not be as forthcoming with some of my decisions on what to do on a Saturday or a Friday or even any night of the week, and let you make some of those calls. And I think I've been a little bit better at that. But anyway, just who has the pants is always a kind of a complicated question and answer. You'd probably agree with most of what I shared, but know that I'm trying to be better at including you and kind of putting aside any thoughts or opinions I might have about what we might do in any given situation, so that you can feel comfortable bringing forth your ideas